Welcome to the first installment of Michael's FL Studio Pro Tips. I mean, honestly, quite frankly, I'm a bit of a professional. I've worked with lots of up-and-coming artists. They're not famous yet. That's why I use the word up-and-coming. And honestly, it's a damn shame that I'm working with FL Studio, because it's really important that you get really expensive software like Pro Tools and Ableton, because, you know, when you're using third-party plugins, it really matters what you're using them in. It's like if you're building a PC, you want the case to be more expensive than the graphics card, for example, probably. So that's going to be rule number 1 on Michael's Pro FL Studio Life Tips. Don't use FL Studio. That's number 1. Use something like Ableton because that's what people use, and it comes with better built-in sounds, I guess. You should definitely pay full price for FL Studio. Definitely get the latest version. Speaking of paying full price for things, it's also very important that you pay full price for every single plugin that you get. And you should definitely never go to this fucking website. This is absolutely disgusting. This is fucked up. They're giving away free plugins that you can torrent. That's just fucking disgusting. I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put it other than it's disgusting and it's criminal activity, and you definitely shouldn't do it because there's definitely going to be repercussions for stealing plugins. So anyways, let's go in here, and you know what? Second pro tip, second Michael's FL Studio pro tip, use Splice. Make sure you get all of your samples and all of your ideas off of Splice, because I clearly don't have the capacity to just record stuff myself and come up with my own ideas. I have to use plugins and samples and things like that. You know, and if somebody says you shouldn't just take a sample and try to make something out of it, just tell them, you know, like Ghetto Superstar, that's just a sample of The Police. And you know what's even worse than The Police discography? The Police Brutality. I said that backwards, but you get the joke. I stole that joke anyway. As you can see here, I definitely paid for these plugins. I didn't get my friend to give me his codes. I would never do that. I would never, absolutely never do that. I can't see what any of why is it all grayed out? Okay, fuck it. I don't even fucking care. And there's nothing in there. Is Splice really just gonna fuck up my whole bit right now? You win some, you lose some. There's loops in FL Studio you can use. Okay. Little electro clash, kind of The Knife, kind of adult. Man, that sounds like shit. Let's get some half speed going there. Okay. What can I say? It's just that easy, folks. So speaking of paying for your VSTs, paying for your plugins, as you should, this EQ here actually cost me $900, and it's really good because you can just do this with it. This cost me $900, and you know, it gives it that really warm kind of vintage sound. And if you, I mean, you can put it up here too, get a little bit of a. This is actually another thing. I learned this from Mike Dean. You open up a limiter on your mixer bus and you just turn it up all the way, because you should always mix music high on weed. That's I actually have an issue. I only mix and record music when I am off the Percocets. That's number 3 on Michael's FL Studio Pro Tips. Always do Percocets when you mix. And speaking of mixing, I suppose, it's very important to make sure that all of your speakers are in phase and that you have nothing in front of your fucking speakers, and that your room is completely soundproof, and that you're using good studio monitors, good green studio monitors with the green circles on them, because you know, it's not going to sound right. You'd never hear You never hear something professional that has been mixed and mastered in a bedroom. Your music isn't supposed to have any life or any character even. You're supposed to use Splice, you're supposed to pay for your plugins, you're supposed to use Serum, you're supposed to use RC20, and you're also supposed to have a really clean, nice, perfect workstation with these studio monitors here. And this Serum plugin seems to be all the rage, so I'm gonna load that up here and see if I know how to use this. You know, the good thing about this VST is that it's really versatile. You can really do lots of stuff with it. So I'm just gonna use this basic saw wave here, and I'm just gonna okay, that's basically Better Off Alone by Alice DJ. You want to put some tape wobble on there. And just like that, you're sounding like Boards of Canada, guys. It's just that easy. You turn the gain up all the way, turn the tone down all the way, turn the width up all the way. Just turn everything up or down all the way, usually, is my rule. Put some distortion on there. I don't know about you guys, but I think we're on our way to being the next Daft Punk or the next Aphex Twin. Definitely don't worry about enjoying making music. Treat it like a job. Because, you know, the whole fallacy of the harder you work, the more successful you'll get is complete bullshit, which is why you should work way harder than you need to while also cutting as many corners as you can. You know, all the best producers waited until they were like 25 and then scheduled 1 hour a day to learn FL Studio. That's definitely how they did it. They didn't just, you know, intuitively start doing it and become good at it because it's something they cared about and wanted to do. It's like running. It's definitely, you can definitely apply the same mentality as sports. You can take that mentality and apply it to things like being creative, clearly. And I'm being completely serious. Anyways, this has been the first installment of my FL Studio Pro Tips. Tune in next week. Make sure you pay for your plugins.